Shalom. Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakodash. Bakta Yahweh, Bakta Yahweh Shai, Bakta Hakodash, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. I just want to go to a quick video entitled 2024 will be one hell of a year. You know, all the prophecies are in place. Everything has been revealed and manifested. Those that can see it in the spirit, right? Everything that's been prophesied for the last days, and in those days, as the scriptures say, right? And that's what's happening. We're in the last quarter of the year, or the last the last quarter of October, November, and December, where the country pretty much halfway shuts down for these folly days. And the government, you know, they have mind control over the people, and so they have these end of the year evil folly days to have the people distracted. And this is when they pass other laws and they do other things behind the scenes while people are trying to get into the spirit of these different wicked holidays, right? And then at the top of the year is when it's going to really pick up, just like how 2020 hit, you know, with that whole lockdown, because there was rumblings of a disease over in China toward the end of 2019. And I remember hearing about it, and they said that it's spreading. I was like, I wonder what's going to happen with this. You know, if it's going to come this way, you know. And then, like, as soon as 2020 hit, after all of the folly days, and he made all his money, because this is the most profitable time of the year for Esau Edom, the so-called white man. These folly days, these Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Cyber Monday week, and all of these end of the year blowout sales for Christmas. You know, this is his where he makes the most of his money, so it doesn't really do him any good to, you know, shut down everybody and implement all of his agendas until after he gets his money, right? So it's the same old dog and pony show year in and year out. But so 2024, everything is in place. You know, from civil war and civil unrest here in this country, it's already happening across the globe, and it's already underway right now here, and it's going to ramp up and get even worse and more intensified. And then, you know, with the World War III, you know, the little hats drawing out all these nations over there now. Everybody's starting to get into it more and more. And then that device that goes into your hand to be able to buy and sell, that's been laid, that groundwork and infrastructure has been laid down the last couple years. You know, it's been ramped up even more. Saying cashless, most people saying they only take cards, no cash, you know, gearing towards that. You know, the famines, the sound of battle in the land, you know, throughout the earth, the signs in the heavens, you know, the chariots, more and more so-called UFO sightings. Also, you know, the blood moons, the signs in the sun and the moon, the eclipse, you know, the blood eclipse. All these things are now in place, and so it's going to ramp up and take off, looking like here in 2024. Once that year hits, that's going to be every year. It's looking like it's going to be the worst year ever in this country, you know, because the Most High is ramping this thing up to shut it down. So also that the crash of the dollar, which is going to usher in that digital economy that's going to try men while all the other craziness is swirling around as well. So here in Luke chapter 14 and verse 17, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. So this was the parable that the Messiah gave, and then a lot of men gave excuse. And then the Messiah, you know, referencing how the men in the world, the 2/3, are not going to come into the marriage that they're being bidded to come to, but then the most undesirables of the society, the 1/3 elect, go and teach to them and wake up the 1/3 remnant. So all things are ready. What? The kingdom of heaven and all of the prophecies are ready to go forth here, and especially in the year 2024. It's ready to go ahead and fly off the pages even more and become a reality in everyday life until, the Messiah returns shortly after that. So we'll go to Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 20. In those days and in that time, said the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve. So only the elect will be reserved, the remnant. And so Israel, the northern kingdom, and Judah, the southern kingdom. So it lets you know all 12 tribes, and not just the tribe of Judah, not just the Ish tribe, that they claiming to be, right? So not just one tribe. The Most High is going to pardon everyone, all 12 tribes of Israel, showing that this is talking about Babylon the Great here in America. Verse 21, go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, waste and utterly destroy it after them, saith the Lord Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. So everything is ready. Judgment's about to go forth throughout the four corners of the earth in these modern areas that the Most High is speaking about, chiefly Babylon the Great and throughout the other four corners, the other three corners, because Babylon the Great is in the fourth corner of the earth. Verse 22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? And that lets you know it's talking about Babylon the Great. How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? It lets you know that that's the end times prophecy of Babylon, aka America. What a hammer does is destroy, right? So the hammer of the earth is destroying all the nations, and they're going to become desolate. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. Let's see. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So the vision, the prophecies, is for an appointed time, and that time is right now. 2024 is about to shape up to really manifest a lot of things and shatter a lot of scoffers' reality, false reality. Let's see. From there we'll go to verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? So America was not his, and everywhere he's at was not his. He's not in his own land. And we'll read, let's see. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Is he going steal? And then he build off the backs of those that he destroyed, chiefly the Israelites, so-called Blast Latinos, Native American Indians. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay is going into debt, because we know that America is under the most debt that has ever been. Trillions upon trillions of dollars in debt. Owing China. China basically owned America because of the debt, that America owes to China, because everything is made in China, right? So verse 5, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, and that's the Satanism philosophies that he lies to the people and have them all believe in, which is not of the Most High. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, and that's how he increaseth that which is not his, because he doesn't keep at home within his own borders that the Most High gave him. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, because everything he does, his desire is hell and death. And let's look at things that he glorifies, his banners, the skull and bones, and everything is a skull, right? They glorify death. They have it on their vehicles and on flags, on the back of their jackets. death angels. That's their desire, death and hell. That music, they turn our music, because we created rock and roll. They turn everything that we create into death, and they turned our hip hop into death, man, into death rap and adultery and self-hating music of gang banging and all the manner of wicked, deathly thoughts, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what he's done here in Babylon the Great. And people say we're one big melting pot. That's because this is Babylon the Great. All nations are over here in Babylon, America, misindoctrinating one another and following each other's vain philosophies, and everything is just a complete mess, blurring all the lines of nationalities and religions, saying everyone can be this if they just believe. No, only the Israelites can be saved if they believe. You can't have a person can't convert. A heathen can never convert into an Israelite. That's impossible. So we'll go to verse 12 now. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. And we know how he got America, right? And South Africa, and really all Africa, and throughout the four corners that he's at, because even the Russians, that's not their the original inhabitants of the land of the Medes over there are not the Russians. It's that they're the modern day Medes, and then Europeans, they inhabit a land that they stole and pushed out. The Hawaiians, Polynesians, the South Pacific Islanders, I believe, all those island nations, the sons of Japheth, they got pushed out because they're the original Greeks, and then Australia, so forth and so on, right? So that's how he increaseth that which is not his, and the recompense will come upon his head now in these last days. Verse 14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, as the waters cover the sea. So we see the knowledge of the Most High is now the truth that sprung forth out of the earth, and righteousness looked down from heaven. Psalms 85 and 11, because the Most High has awakened the elect, the remnant of Israel into the great calling. Lord willing, we're chosen to be of that 1/3. And now truth has spread throughout the four corners of the earth. How? Because of the internet going throughout the four corners. Everyone has access to the truth now, no matter where they're at in the earth. And there's people awakening all throughout the earth because of the internet, through the internet. And the waters covering the sea, the spiritual waters covering the sea. And we know sea references is a allegory or parable or metaphor for people, sea of people. So the waters are covering over the people, and those that will awaken, it's that dragnet, right? Spoken about, and it's going to call many people, but then only a remnant is going to be chosen. Verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also with the wine of the wrath of her fornication. With the wine of her fornication, the America, the whore. That puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And this chiefly happened too, a great deal during integration and the feminist movement. And then, the music with the NWA, niggas with attitude movement, right? We start calling ourselves niggas. And women start calling themselves independent women, and that's destroyed. And that's how you destroy a nation. You bind a strong man, and you destroy the women, and the nation. How much a nation has control and in control is based off how the men, and you look at the women and how in order or how out of order they are. And we've been thoroughly destroyed with the music and the feminists and integration. and influenced our people to adopt the customs and ways of Babylon the Great. And that's how he looked upon our nakedness, because we're going off and sinning, eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, bacon and stuff, keeping us in sin. And he's looking upon our nakedness, our wickedness, and that we're exposed. And he gave us that bottle. That's that wine bottle of fornication of false religions and false understandings and false philosophies. So we'll go to Matthew chapter 24. Let's go to Revelation first, chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. And that's what we've been doing, being spiritually dead in this place, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, because this is spiritual Sodom and Egypt, because of this is the Esau. They're the modern day Egyptians, and Sodom, we know what kind of alphabet rainbow activity happened over there in Sodom, right? Where also our Lord was crucified, because this is where they have that, AKA white, quote unquote, white Jesus, and that's crucifying the image of the Messiah, because that's not his true image. Verse 9, and that's through that wicked Christianity, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And no one's going to tell us who we are, not going to put us out of our misery. But, 3 days and a half goes into 350 years. And that time clock began around 1619. And then we started awakening again around 1969. That's 350 years, 3 days and a half. When the truth began flooding the earth again. The streets and the earth and the internet now at a high level. Let's see, verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry. And all through what the United Nations, they have their league against us. Psalms 83 and verses 3 through 5. They cut us off from being a nation, and they rejoiced about it. Nobody cares about us, right? And make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And those two prophets going into the northern and southern kingdom, the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel. And now we've been destroyed over here. That lets you know too that all 12 tribes will be destroyed over in Babylon the Great, not just one tribe, not just the tribe of Judah, right? Verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai entered into them. And that's what's around 1969. After 350 years from slavery, when we got put into slavery, the spirit of life is, how is that? The Holy Spirit that quickeneth, John 6 and 63, awakened us back into our identity, and we came back into our true nationality. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So anyone trying to defend them and say that we're all one and they can all come into the fold, that's a lie from Satan, because when we were down, they were celebrating, and then now when we are rising back up now, they're in fear. If they were our brother, if they loved us, they would have suffered our bodies to be put in graves and put us out of our misery of being spiritually dead, but would share the truth, because the elites, they know the truth. They could have easily shared that, but why? They know the only way that they can rule is by us being destroyed. So that's just foolish men and wicked men that try to teach otherwise. Why would they get great fear if they cared about us and they viewed us as brothers? It's because we're not their brothers, and they're not our brothers. Verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And that's the chariots that's going to beam up the elect with salvation. that shows you right after the elect of Israel awakens back to their identity, the 1/3 will be sealed, and then it's showing you in that after that it's like a short time period from 1969 until now, which is going to come soon. That voice is going to say, "Come up here," to them, the Heavenly Father's voice from the chariot, and Yahushua, through His only begotten Son Yahushua, that's going to enter this realm. Come up hither. Where is that at? How will we come up? What's up? What's in the heavens? The chariots, so-called UFOs. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, "Come up hither." And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. So that ascension is the elect getting beamed up into one of those chariots, and their enemies beheld them. So it lets you know that the heathen are our enemies and not our brother. Anybody saying differently is a fool and they're a scoffer, and they don't love the Most High's holy words. They blaspheming the Most High's holy words. And verse 13, and the same hour was there a great earthquake. So it lets you know that salvation, so the Messiah returning represents two things on both extreme ends of the spectrum. On the right-hand side, salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, and on the extreme, on the very left, is judgment, and that's when after the elect is beamed up, but then boom, the earthquake is going to be caused by those thermonuclear missiles that's going to be shot over here in Babylon the Great, and throughout the other three corners of Africa, Europe, and Asia, where they hit as well. So in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. So that's a complete number of men that the Most High has reserved for that judgment. And the remnant were affrighted because, it's going to be a close call. The elect going to make it by the skin of their teeth and get beamed up into one of those chariots with salvation. And the remnant, that's the 1/3 elect of Israel, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai of heaven. Verse 14, the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly, letting you know that when we awaken from our identity, it's going to be after, when we awaken back to our identity, it's going to be after the Second World War, World War II, a time after that, so that the Most High, wisely put it mysteriously and reveals it to the hopeful elect of how the time periods and time frames and gives us a ballpark estimate of when, so we can put it together, like the pieces of the puzzle, put it together and see, like, oh, we will awaken after World War II, and then World War III is on the heels. It's coming up quickly after that. So, that's what that's going into. So we'll go to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So that's going into Daniel 12 and 1, the prophecy of the end times, Jacob's trouble, the worst times in the history of mankind that's never been. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. And that's why every year is already about to be 2024. It's October 30th right now, 2023. And it seemed like it just became, like it just turned, like the clock or the calendar just turned to 2023, but we're already at the last quarter of the year. And 2024 is already coming up because the Most High is wrapping it up fast for the elect's sake. Because if not, but for the elect's sake shall those days be shortened, because the way things are happening and the way Esau is moving with great wrath, because he has a short time, the elect will be consumed in his wrath of coming down upon mankind with these mandates. Verse 23. Yeah, then if any man, Slaki. Okay. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach, the anointed, or there, believe it not. I actually didn't want to get that, but there's going to be men saying that the Messiah is here and he's there, but you stay still. Don't listen to men. Let the Most High Spirit guide you, because the Most High is our guide, not men. So the Most High will guide you, and he will tell you just the way he just look at the prophets of old, how he guided the prophets. Miracles are going to come back into the earth, and the elect are going to be seeing miracles and be preserved all the way up into that salvation when Yahweh Shah returns at that acceptable year of Yahweh. So Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, chiefly the so-called white man, the Arabs, the Africans, the Chinese, the little hats stealing our identity, all these heathen. They fought against us. Just look at the United Nations. Everyone that's in, every represented nation at the United Nations, those are the ones that have fought against the Most High, Yahushua, and Jerusalem, and the angels. Their flesh shall, because they demonize the angels in the chariots, and they call them UFOs and have an ugly depiction of them and a caricature type drawing of how they would look. It's very wicked. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And that's going to the thermonuclear missiles. That's their judgment for being wicked, for being blasphemous and profane against the Most High and His Holy Spirit and Yahweh Shai. And the 2/3 is going to have to suffer that as well. But let's see. In verse 13, and it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. So this is that civil unrest, that civil war is going to break out here in America, because I've been hearing about rumblings that they're going to discontinue the 2024 election, that they won't have the election because of all of the wars going on over there with the little hats, and the little hats drawing out the least of the flock, drawing out all these nations to World War III. And so they're going to cancel the election, and then that's going to ramp up the World War III. It's going to ramp up the civil war within this country even more. And then they got sleeper cell, foreign soldiers from foreign armies over here already waiting for everything to pop off. And then it's going to be civil war, factions and groups, militia groups of Americans that's waiting to, that they've been training and gathering guns and bullets, been waiting for this moment. It's about to be apocalyptic, all-out war within the country, and then they're going to be going up against their government and then also their neighbors. But the elect will be preserved. It won't be anything for the elect, because the elect will be protected and preserved through it all. We just sit back and look at it all unfolding, and if we're of that number, we'll be preserved and protected. So let's see, 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and this country is the most proud country in the history of mankind, Babylon the Great America. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's that civil war, civil unrest. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And the modern day sword is those guns. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. That's that famine, and so quote unquote food insecurity, and for great tribulation. And that's that Jacob's trouble, because another word for tribulation is trouble. And that's that, the lack of bread and waving their hands to buy and sell. It's going to be all out chaos. Verse 20, behold, saith the Yahweh, the Most High Power, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun. See, that's the elites. See, the average commoner citizen of these heathen nations, and especially these white folks. They don't know what's going on, but the elites do. The wicked elites of the heathen nations, they do. I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. So, this is basically a battle of the good versus evil, the elect, one-third elect of Israel in the spiritual warfare, chanting down Babylon the Great, and the wicked elites on the left-hand side under Satan that know what they're doing and understands the true nationalities of the Israelites and who they are as well. And they're going to be repaid for all their wickedness and what they spread through Hollywood and television, movies, internet, everything. And let's see, verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, the elect of Israel. And they do it to all Israel, but the chosen of the chosen will be the 1/3. So will I do also. So as the wicked elites do unto us, the Most High is going to return that upon their own head and recompense in their bosom. Thus said the Most High Power Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, as his right hand is Yahweh Shai. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. And that's going into those chariots that's going to be flying throughout the skies and raining down judgments as well. Verse 23, the fire is gone forth from his wrath. That's the thermonuclear fire and the chariot laser beam fire. And hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Okay. Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that's America, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. So this is how you know that serpent from the garden was a man, and it's a particular person today, so-called white man, over here in Babylon the Great. The dragon is that spirit of the serpent and of ancient Rome, and gave life to that fourth beast, which it steers through NATO and the EU. Because it was that fourth beast was resurrected, that wound was healed through the NATO and EU. That treaty that was made got resurrected through that dragon, which is America, and that whore that sit upon that fourth beast, which is NATO and EU, that got resurrected. So, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Devil means slanderer, and Satan means adversary. And the serpent is that serpent, that same spirit, and that serpent went into Cain. It was same representation in Cain, and then Esau regenerated. And the children of Esau are the so-called white people, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, and that's his armies and his allies as well. Let's see. Verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and the power of his anointed, which is Yahweh Shai. For the accuser, that's what devil means. For the accuser, false accuser and slanderer and deceiver. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. That's that dragon that was cast down. The so-called white man, that's all you do is accuse us falsely in the media and just make us look bad in the Hollywood movies and television and internet, which accused them before our power day and night. So because the Most High, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, and he sees it all. And he's doing this before the Most High's sight. And those chariots, those are the patrol vehicles of the heavens, looking down and observing everything, and the angels are reporting everything back to the Most High. So Esau's sins have reached into the heavens, and he has one hell of a rap sheet. He's a true thug and a nigger and criminal upon the earth. Verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, because when you believe upon Yahushua, his perfect, unblemished blood cleanses you, and we overcome him through we believe and have faith in the Lamb, Yahushua, and by the word of their testimony, we believe the truth from the true words from the Most High, the true proper doctrine, and they love not their lives unto death. We hate this place. We're in mourning. We're in the house of mourning, and we're suffering and patiently awaiting the return of Yahweh at the merciful year that's acceptable for the kingdom of heaven to be ushered in. Verse 12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. So every living thing in the earth, humans and animals, from the heavens and the air, the birds, the creatures in the waters, and the animal kingdom and on earth. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the devil has a short time, and he knows it. That's why he has a thing called what? The doomsday clock, and it's like a little bit more of a fraction. If you move it over, it'll be at midnight. And that's when the bright and morning star is going to return. Yahushua. So we'll get Isaiah 41 and 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power, Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, I will strengthen thee. Because we can do all things through Yahushai who strengthened us. That's how he strengthened us, through his right arm, Yahushai, his only begotten Son. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with my right hand of my righteousness. And Yahushua is the standard. Because Yahushua said, if you see me, you seen the Father. Because he's the Yahushua is the standard of what the Most High wants. And every bit of the reflection of it. So the elect will be preserved and protected. And 2024 is about to be one hell of a year, and everything is about to really hit the ground running in the spirit, is what I believe, and the rest of the hopefully elect brethren. So just keep the faith, rehearse the righteous acts of the commandments, and patiently wait, and you'll be preserved through all of the troubles and the tribulations and hard times that's about to happen in the earth. So with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. Until the next video, I say, Shalom.